Mediation doesn't just serve people that want to hold hands and walk into the mediator's office and resolve it. Mediation serves everybody who is getting divorced, even when people are really at their wits' end with their other significant other, or soon to be ex-significant other. The idea of coming into mediation, and the way that we run mediation, is we leave the mediator in control. So if the parties are really that completely at each other's throats, we have ways to help people get past that anger and work towards a resolution. And the mediator, as I said, is in control. So if we're on Zoom, the mediator can block one out. The mediator can set separate times, one from one party and one for the other, if they're really at each other's throats that much. The bottom line is you're going to mediate anyway. You're going to be forced to mediate. So it doesn't matter where you are and how much we hate each other, how much we like each other. The job of the mediator is to get it done. And we have certain tips and certain things that we will tell people. There's an expression that we use in family law, and that is, you have to love your children more than you hate your spouse. That's a very true expression in a lot of things. But more importantly, when we have people that are that angry, what I usually tell people, and I do this in my personal life and my professional life, if I want to win a fight, I'm going to get the other person angry. Because when we're angry, we make stupid mistakes and we do stupid things, either in response to that or out of anger. So why are you going to walk around angry? You're just going to make stupid mistakes. And that's what we try to educate the people that are in front of us. Listen, you got to figure it out, put it aside. It doesn't work, because we got to make intelligent decisions here and moving on with your life, or you're going to make mistakes. People often think that a person is confronting them as biased against them. And that's not necessarily true. Mediators are not biased. Mediators are neutrals. They are not there to tell you that, hey, that's really stupid, or they're not there to advocate for you. Mediators are by definition neutrals. They are the neutrals in the room. They are the one who's supposed to get you from point A to point B. People often think people are biased just because they don't agree with them, and that's not true. I'm entitled to my own opinion. Whether or not I agree with your opinion, it's a different story. It doesn't mean I'm biased against you. But if you want to really protect yourself from what you deem to be a bias, don't go to a judge. Judges are the most biased people of all. They're there to say yes or no, right or wrong. They're not going to try to get people to the table to come to agreements with each other, agreements that they can live with and move on. The idea is to get out of the most biased person in the world, who is a judge, who is going to say yes or no. And no matter what, I guarantee you're not going to be satisfied. Where we're going in mediation and what we hope to get to is the agreement between the parties. That agreement gets turned into a final judgment or an order of the court. The idea is to get the people divorced using the agreement that we reach. The misconception with mediation and what people think is, oh, I'm going to mediation, I don't have to go to court. You always have to go to court. Mediators don't have legal authority to divorce you or to make what we've agreed to in our contract in order of the court. There always has to be a court process. The difference is when you're done, when the mediator has drafted these documents and they get turned into something, you're basically just asking, and no disrespect to these judges, you're just asking the judge to rubber stamp the agreement. That's all you're asking him to do, or her to do, is just take this, turn it into an order, and just say, yeah, this is good, this looks right, this is fine, everything's the way it should be, and I will order this to happen because it is what the parties agreed upon. But that's the way family law works. To the extent the judge doesn't have to do any decisions, you could be in the courtroom and still resolve it and turn it into what we call a consent order, or a marital settlement agreement, or an MSA, or whatever our document is called. You can do that and say to the judge, please make this in order. The mediator doesn't have any independent power to do anything other than assist you guys in entering into a contract between the two of you. That contract would be enforceable, but the mediator can't order anything. The mediator doesn't have power to do that. That's why both parties need to understand when they're going into mediation that they're going there for a goal, and they have to be goal-oriented, and both have to want to get it done, and both are going to have to disclose documents. But ultimately, there is no limitation to what can be accomplished in mediation. In fact, we can do more in mediation because we can address issues that the court can address. We're unlimited with what concerns can be reached that sometimes a judge not only can't do, but won't do, even if they have the authority to do it. Judges actually have more limitations than what we have in mediation, because when we're in mediation, we can address everything you want to discuss. By way of example, some of the things that we could do in mediation that a court can't do. So let's say we need to be a little bit creative with the way we're going to dissolve a business, because maybe there's a financial implication involving somebody else's family, maybe there's past due income tax returns, and we need to be creative in that regard. Maybe we have an immigration issue that we need to be creative on, something that a judge can't rule on. Maybe there's a Medicare or Medicaid, or maybe there's a future personal injury action. Maybe there's a bankruptcy we need to send you to. There's other things that a judge just absolutely has no authority to do. Oftentimes what we see is people that are trying to do some creative parenting time schedules also, and the judge just doesn't have the patience to do that, to say, oh, well, I need a violin lesson this day, or the grandparents come from Greece every summer for this month. Those are the things that the judge just has no patience for. And oftentimes the judge will appoint another professional in order to handle that, and then you're stuck paying that other professional to handle the minutia and the day-to-day experiences of what might be with respect to your particular family. So mediation can actually address a whole lot more that a judge might not have the authority to do, might be reluctant to do, or might be unwilling to do. There's a lot of common misconceptions about how cases get resolved in mediation. If you have any more questions, please feel free to take a look at our video library. Feel free to call us or email us and schedule a consultation.